Hey guys, how are you all doing? Right, so today I'm going to look at the Mario Kart DLC. Now this come out on March the 18th, so I've had a little bit of time to practice all of the different tracks in the game. So there is 8 new tracks that have been added to the DLC. So we're going to rank each track for a bit of fun. So I'm going to go from the least impressive track all of the way to the best. Now I just wanted to say I don't actually think any of these tracks are terrible or anything. I honestly do think this is a good batch of 8 new tracks to play. Now, if you do play Mario Kart, maybe come and find me on a stream sometime. I do play some retro games, some current games as well. So, yeah, come and follow me on the channel. Now, we're going to start off in 8th position with Toad Circuit. Now, this track originally was from Mario Kart 7, and it is kind of virtually identical to that version, really. It's pretty standard race course. You've got these big, giant, inflatable toads staring down at you while you race on the track. Now, it does introduce a ramp on laps 2 and 3, which you can use to get some air. There's also like a ramp off to the side you can use as a shortcut if you've got a mushroom as well. Now, I'm going to stick this at the bottom of the list because while I think it is an okay track, it does feel kind of simple compared to the other tracks in this list. Next up in 7th position we've got Choco Mountain, which was from Mario Kart 64. Now again, this track is almost identical to that version, however it has had a big theme update which makes it almost indistinguishable from that track. You would think, as the name suggests though, Choco Mountain was chocolate themed. No, this is more themed around the Wild West, and personally I feel it does suit that feel, and also the music has that sort of sound as well. A section has been turned into a glider area which ends up on a ridge with the boulders tumbling down the mountain, which you've got to avoid, and there is a small tunnel in the original that now has been turned into a much larger cave. You've got quite a tight shortcut as you enter the cave as well, and you need to watch out for the bats. Sorry, swoopers. Apart from that, again, it is pretty much standard track. There's a few bumps to get speed boosts on. In 6th position, I've never really enjoyed tracks with other vehicles on the road, and Shroom Ridge has quite a few of them. Again, the track layout is practically identical to the original DS version. All of the vehicles seem to be moving forward this time, which kind of makes that easier as well. A couple of shortcuts are on the track. There's one just over to the left as you're coming through the straight. You have to kind of, well, you need to use a mushroom to get the best out of this shortcut. I kind of like how hidden this is, actually, really tucks off the side of the road. Now the final shortcut, you need to use a mushroom. I have tried getting across without. No, don't even try it, you will fail. But yeah, if you have a mushroom, use it to get across this corner of the map. There is a small air vent that kind of bumps you across to the other side. I found this was a fun enough track. The tunnel section in the middle as well is quite good, but compared to some of the other tracks, it does feel lacking somewhat. In 8th place we've got Tokyo Blur. So this was one of the exclusive tracks made for the Mario Kart Tour on mobile phones, and it is the first of the World Tour tracks I'm going to be talking about. So, the styling of the course. Yeah, we got a few Japanese looking buildings around to theme the track. However, I did find it kind of short. The main attraction is that each lap a slightly different route's going to open up, making each track feel a bit more fresh. There really isn't much to be careful of. There are some wumps that come in on laps 2 and 3. However, they are kind of easier to avoid. There is a ramp as well near the end of the race which can be used if you've got a mushroom. That kind of skips off a big section of the track. I feel like more could have been done with the Tokyo design, but overall it is a fun track. It doesn't compare to the other tour track on this list though. At 4th position we've got Sky Garden. Now this track's an interesting one. Now it did originally make its appearance on Mario Kart Advance. Sky Garden I always found was a fun track and the music was quite memorable. However, this version that appears in Mario Kart 8, while it is based on that track, it still kind of resembles the original track. However, it does feel like it's got a brand new layout. The track colour has changed as well. There was a green brick look in the original, now it's orange. A mushroom has been added to connect 2 clouds together, which you can use to bounce across. There is also some leaves near the start you can use as an alternative shortcut. Now, I say alternate, but it is probably quicker to avoid this. Just stick to the track. Finally, near the final stretch, we have a big corner which can be cut short by using a mushroom. Now, this shortcut reminds me of one of the ones used in one of the Ghost House levels from Mario Kart 8. And yeah, it definitely saves a bit of time if used correctly. Whilst the track does feel short, I do like the theming of this one quite a bit, and the Toad House on top of the vine kind of, yeah, it makes it a bit more memorable. Now, we've reached the top 3. I just want to say all 3 of these tracks are great fun to play, and I did struggle a little bit kind of ranking these. At number 3, we're going to have Coconut Mall. Now, this was from the Wii, and it is a good track. I really enjoyed this one. There's a lot of speed boost opportunities as well. It largely resembles the original Wii track. There's a few changes, though. The escalators, they're a little bit more obvious which direction they're moving on this version. There is big coloured arrows that appear on them compared to the original. A lot of the theming as well has been changed. All of the colours look kind of different. One thing I kind of missed though, on the final stretch there were some arches that said like thank you and stuff like this. They have been removed from this version. And also you've got the cars that had Mii's in on the original. They've now got Shy Guys in. These cars don't move around, so they are kind of easy to avoid, which isn't a big deal because sometimes I did find that frustrating. You were driving down that straight and one of these cars would just drive straight into you. So it doesn't really bother me that much. Like I said, one of the big parts of Coconut Mall is the many alternative paths you can go through this track, and trying to figure out which one is actually the quickest to use is a nice touch. Now in the penultimate position we've got Paris Promenade. Let's start with the theming. It does look amazing, I've got to say that. There's these big arches to drive through, it's got the Eiffel Tower in there, you know this is Paris. There are also many different routes throughout this track, and one thing that you may not have noticed is that in fact on lap 3 you actually double back on yourself and pass over racers heading towards you. Now this is something Mario Kart hasn't done since Double Dash's Luigi Circuit. It's a real nice touch to an otherwise exceptional level. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for speed boost within. There's some Goomba boards to smash through which gives you a shortcut, especially if you do use mushrooms. Apart from that, I'm not quite sure the alternative paths are any quicker than each other, but I recommend trying each one and seeing what works for you. Overall, it was a real standout track in this collection, and the music is fitting too. Now we have reached the top spot, position 1. Now, you know what it's going to be, but this was a real close one with Paris Promenade. I wasn't really too sure which one to put in the top position. However, after multiple playthroughs of Ninja Hideaway, yeah, I had to choose this one. There's so many different routes through the level. It does take place in a ninja manner, which I personally thought was a bit of a shame because Nintendo have the ninja character from the Mario franchise. Why didn't they use this? Well, apparently this track is more based on WarioWare, which is different, I guess. Like I said, there is multiple paths through the track. Many would probably want to stop with the lower level. It's a lot easier. There are some tight corners. There's a ceiling which drops down with spikes. However, if you are going to be a bit more adventurous, there is a higher path that takes you through the rafters of the building. It is a lot narrower up here though, so you can drop down. The course continues with a glide ramp, brings you to an area with a lot of air bursts. There is a bit of a nasty jump over the rooftops that took me several times to get right, and then you've got the finish line. I've got to say, the theming is great on this track, and it features at least one shortcut that I've found, breaking through some Goomba boards. Now, newcomers may dislike this track, and yeah, at 200cc it's probably not recommended to try. But however, if you learn each corner, I do think you're going to enjoy it a lot more, and it definitely stands out from the rest of the tracks in this DLC in a big way. Definitely recommend trying to master each path. And there we go, that is all 8 tracks ranked. Let me know, do you agree with my list? Would you have put something else in the top spot instead? I really enjoyed doing this video. I might do it as well when the next pack for Mario Kart comes out too. Now if you did enjoy the video, please do hit that like and subscribe button as well. Maybe see you on a stream in the future. Take care, you have a great day. Bye.